Hello, friends. Thank you so much for being here at Non-Toxic Home. I'm coming at you from our Non-Toxic Home, and I'm very glad you're here. This is a really critical, important update if you have a food allergy or have loved ones who have food allergies. Now, due to this crisis and the issue with the food supply chain, the FDA has eased their labeling restrictions and requirements for manufacturers. This means that the products that you are buying at the supermarket that particularly are processed do no longer have to label all of the ingredients. Are you hearing me here? If you have an allergy to black pepper or cinnamon, those products and ingredients can be in something that you eat and that has previously been safe for you without it being labeled. Now, this document that I will link to below my blog post, which links to the original document from the FDA, is clear that it is temporary, but there's a lot of things that are going on right now that are, quote, temporary, but are not. Now, at the top of each page, it says, quote, contains non-binding recommendations. The terminology in this document is extremely concerning to me because the word should is used so often, not required. And man, this is just really scary for people with latex allergies such as myself. Now, this isn't really going to rock my world too much because I don't really buy processed foods, but there are things that I buy, such as, for example, peanut butter, and I know peanut is a huge allergy. I'm sorry if you have peanut allergies, but I can tolerate it and I do eat it. So there are a few things, like I said, that I buy in some oils, like coconut oil. I buy a particular steam distilled kind that doesn't taste or smell like coconut oil. Otherwise, I'm allergic to coconut oil. And, sesame oil. All of those products now can have other ingredients in them without it being on the label. Now, the FDA does recommend that manufacturers use other methods, such as their website, to disclose to their consumers that there are ingredient changes. However, it's not required. Like I said, the terminology is just terrible in this document. It's so concerning. I apologize, I'm looking above you, but that's where my TV/computer screen is at. And the safety aspect of it is addressing basically the big 8 typical food allergies and other foods known to cause sensitivities in some people, for example, glutamate, sulfites, gluten. But the issue is that the terminology doesn't really protect us at all. Even if you have a product that has undisclosed soy in it, I'm not confident that this document prevents manufacturers from not putting it in there and not disclosing it. And that's very concerning for me. There are so many other allergies besides glutamate, sulfates, gluten, and the major food allergies. And every single type of food that's on the market today that exists can potentially cause an allergic reaction. I am airborne anaphylactic to bananas, folks. Banana in the room can literally kill me. If there's just the tiniest trace of banana in a product, I'd probably go into anaphylaxis because it's so closely related to the natural rubber latex tree. This is a huge issue for all of us with food allergies. And I don't see this improving, even though it says that it's temporary. This, even if it's, miraculously repealed or whatnot, it's still going to have food on the shelves for months, potentially even years, really, that could be unsafe for us. So what are we going to do? What can you do? Buy whole foods. Now, during this whole panic, the produce department at our local grocery stores has actually been pretty well stocked, while the frozen foods, and particularly the processed foods like bread and those sorts of things, those are what have been in low supply. So the processed foods are what you really need to be concerned about. If you can go to the grocery store and buy produce, buy a cart full of produce, you can freeze, can dehydrate what's excess for your family at that particular time. Learn to cook from scratch. Learn to store your food. Learn to garden. Learn to plant some stuff, even if it's just one tomato plant. That is one tomato plant that you know exactly what went into it. You know exactly what will come out of it, right? And the other option is to purchase from local farmers. And local farmers are really struggling right now, particularly those that sell or sold on a commercial level. It's really a hot mess what's happened here with our economy and the food supply chain. I don't see this temporary requirement going away. I see this being permanent. And as a result, we all need to learn to cook from scratch, do more for ourselves. If you can grow it, try. Or if you can try. I'm not a particularly healthy person. I'm better than I was, but still, go down for weeks at a time sometimes. And, I have figured out methods that allow me to grow at least a little bit sometimes. And sometimes the garden gets neglected for a month or two at a time. And that just is what it is. I hope this has been helpful for you. Please check out the FDA document because this is really important information for you and your family. Even if you don't have food allergies, if you don't want some particular products in it, in your food, then you're going to have to basically buy the whole foods in order to ensure this. And that's the same for GMOs and organic stuff. I am very concerned about that. Even before it was legal to have, 15% of GMOs or non-organic products in a quote organic product from the grocery store. What is it now? I haven't seen or looked at any guidelines about that, but I see those restrictions lifting. And organic already wasn't what it was purported to be. It already was problematic. There's already toxic stuff that's allowed to be sprayed on, quote, organic products. There's already tons of pharmaceuticals from humanure, from, septic companies and such, that's being permitted to be sprayed on our produce. No wonder there's so many E. coli outbreaks, right? When you're putting sewage on the food, that's going to be a problem. So how do you deal with that? Buy local. Grow it yourself. All right. I hope this has provided some assistance for you in staying safe in these crazy, crazy times. Don't freak out. Calm down. There are solutions. There are people that will be able to help you locally. I assure you, you just have to look for them and find them. If this helped you, please be sure to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Drop a comment here on YouTube if you can, or on the website, as that helps the algorithms think that this is good information. Thanks so much for being here. Have a most beautiful and blessed day. Stay safe, friends.